Well, hi everyone. It's Victoria, the Soul Nurturer. How are you doing, my soul friends? I'll tell you what, um, I decided to come on today. I sort of was taking another impromptu hiatus after telling you I was back. A lot of things showed up that I needed to deal with, and so that took priority. But I'm so deeply connected to you, and I know you're so deeply connected to me, and we're all so deeply connected to each other that sometimes I feel I need to just pop on here and check in with you to see how you're doing and to share what has been arising within me. You know, I am a soul guide, a hypnotherapist. I've been doing soul work and transformational work for over 19 years, 20. I mean, there's a many years. Let's just say many, many years. And I am committed to be not only right alongside my clients doing their inner work, soul work, transformational work, but I am deeply committed to continuing to do my own. Deeply committed. I mean, I'm always in and out in different training programs or taking my tools I've gathered on my journey to support myself and honoring what I need. So as things get intense, I I check my capacity. I practice my own advice of check in. How are you doing? What do you need? Well, my need was to step back again as things were getting intense. But today I wanted to just jump in for just a moment, and I do want to keep these videos short. I have more to unfold, unpack, and share with you in private sessions and maybe longer videos to come down the road. But here's what I was thinking about today. We just went through a huge heat storm here where I live in Washington and many places in the country. Intense heat, intensity, right? And I was thinking, and I'm not going to get into the astrology of it today. In fact, I'm going to back off a little bit from doing a lot of astrology talks here, and here's why. While I know a lot about astrology, and I've been studying that for many, many years, I had put it aside, so I'm not as, it's not my strength in talking about astrology, right? It is my strength in looking at a chart and knowing what I'm looking at and having some intuition that supports me in supporting my clients. But I have been practicing my my transformational work and my soul work for much longer, and I have much more capacity to talk about it in a freestyle way. I'm more of a freestyler, you know, that I don't do a lot of scripting. I don't do any really. Occasionally I'll write down some notes that I want to look at, but so I couldn't freestyle with astrology. Not yet. I'm continuing to study and deepen my awareness and understanding, which all practices require, especially if we're putting ourselves out there as a, you know, not an expert, but you know, I think if I'm doing a video and I'm talking about astrology, you think I'm an expert on it. I'm not an expert. I'm barely scratching the surface of being an expert as a soul guide of doing this work for over 20 years and not even counting my own inner work that started many years before that. So I think that for me, you know, Capricorn rising, I want to take what I offer seriously. I don't want to mislead anyone, and I want to come with these videos from a place of integrity and my deepest, utmost desire to support you in a way that is beneficial for all. So, but that said, long digressing over there to just say, I wanted to say, I'm not going to talk about the specifics about astrology, but just like this heat wave we just had, the weather, the external weather was super hot. We have some astrology aspects happening now going through the first couple weeks of July that it's going to feel like the heat's turned up inside. Really turning up the heat on, you know, things we haven't looked at, things that we know we have to look at that we haven't. That internal conflict of, again, this the old way, new way is very big this year. Opportunity, you know, it's not intensity. I mean, it's intensity, but it brings opportunity. Again, the simple, if you just kind of live right here for a while, do I want to keep doing it the old way, or am I willing now to do it a new way? Now, I thought it would be interesting to kind of put these two things happening side by side. What is that? Juxtaposition? Okay, what did you do when the temperature was rising in your area? How did you facilitate yourself? How did you take care of yourself? Did you just go bake in the sun and, suffer? Or did you take self-care precautions to be with the heat, but also help yourself? Like I've got a fan blowing right now. Even with fans here in Washington State, we don't have air conditioning because we don't normally need it. It was unbearable. So how did we survive the heat? I had a lot of friends saying, what are you doing to stay cool? Well, there are a lot of things that I had to be creative about and innovative with. I got my ice packs out that I keep in the freezer for my knee injury. When I had a past knee injury and 2 surgeries and still have some issues there. I pulled those out and put a little towel around them, and I wore them because it felt better. It helped me regulate. Okay, so as the heat turns up, and not just with astrology, although I do believe there's a correspondence there as we track what's happening in the celestial world with our own human experiences. We can track and see there's some correspondence there. But in general, life is unfolding, and as it is, there's always an invitation to bring more of our sacred soul awareness, to do our soul work, to look within, to really connect to our essence, and then look at our human experience. To me, that's turning on the air conditioning or putting on a fan, getting some fresh perspective, some fresh air to help us cool down. So when things heat up and our issues show up again, maybe old patterns resurface, old wounds bubble up. As the heat is turned up on our own inner world, how do we facilitate ourselves? What do we do? Like, metaphorically, I put a fan on for the external temperature heat, and I put some fresh air, fresh perspective on my own stuff that's surfacing now. What would that look like for you? What are some things you can do that is different than the way you've done it before? This quote also came to me today. Let's see if I can remember it. It's an unknown quote. I tried to track it through Quote Investigator, and it's falsely attributed to Albert Einstein and attributed to many other people in AA programs or recovery programs, but they never could pinpoint the origin of it. And it goes like this: insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Anybody doing that? Like, cross your fingers. Okay, I'm going to do it again the same way. Oh, what? The same thing's happening. The same situation. I left a relationship. I'm back in a relationship with the same kind of person. Why? Because I did the same thing. I didn't do my inner work. I didn't do that deep dive into my soul to connect to essence, to connect to new possibilities. Things don't change until we change, right? So my invitation to you, as the heat now has dissipated a little bit, and I wanted to say this too, because I just went on a bike ride, which I didn't do for 3 days because it was too dang hot. I went on a brief one the first day, and I just didn't feel like it was beneficial to my body. So it's cooler, and I went for a ride, and I just felt so free and so joyful. But also, I think it was because I just moved through 3 intense days. So know this, that when intensity comes in our inner worlds or our external worlds, pressurizing our inner worlds to bring forward what we need to look at, know that you will get through it. You will, with intention, grow through it. Heal what is revealed. This is our opportunity. Years ago, I did a vision quest. I think I've told the story a few times, but it seems so appropriate right now. I did a vision quest, and I kept seeing a washer machine going round and round and round, and I was confused by it. and I was focusing, what is this telling me? What is this showing me? And then I heard the word agitation cycle. What does this mean? Well, I think, my dear friends, we're in the agitation cycle. I think it started last year in 2020. It's revving up right now. But let's look at, what does an agitation cycle in the washing machine do? What does it do? It shakes up the clothes, right, to release all the grime, the dirt, the stains. And some stains never get cleared, right? But it cleanses the clothes, it cleans the clothes. What is this heat getting turned up on our external worlds and inner worlds doing? Inviting us to purify, to cleanse, clean our inner worlds, purify our thoughts, our minds, bring forward what needs to be healed, and do what we need to do to the best of our ability to regulate ourselves, to shift our perspectives, to heal. As we take this time to heal ourselves, we contribute in a greater way to healing the world. Isn't that a beautiful possibility? Wouldn't you, in your deepest essence, want all to thrive? All of us to reach that potential? I know that I do. So, I just wanted to invite you again to be aware, new way, old way, as the heat turns up. And you may feel like you want to run away, you want to avoid, you want to shut down. Stay with what is, but bring your fan out. What does that look like metaphorically for you? What will cool you down enough to look at and be with what is? Maybe it's a grounding exercise. Maybe it's a meditation. Maybe it's your favorite prayer. Or maybe it is calling a friend for a prayer and saying, I'm really in an agitation cycle right now. Can you pray for me so that I can see what I need to do to heal this old pattern, to tend and mend this wound that is surfacing right now? One of my favorite things to do is, again, hand over heart, and simply invite in presence, to invite in God, Creator, the universe, however you connect and believe. And I'll simply say, right here, God, right here, this old wounded place I'm present to again. Though I have new awareness and new insight, I feel stuck. And I really desire to heal this. I open to receive that healing now. And then comes my fresh, cool breeze with a new perspective. And underneath that new perspective, connected to more essence. And in essence, for me, I believe we're all pure love. Love and joy, some other goodness in there too. So that's one way I do it. And the other way is to go directly connect to essence. Drop under all this heat and intensity. Keep dropping and dropping until you can connect to your essence. And then look, I call that sacred awareness. Look at what is through a different perspective. Through the lens of love, through the lens of acceptance, that this is happening for me, not against me, helping me grow through what is. And then you can see those different perspectives. I had to share this really quick, and then I got to wrap up. I had an amazing dream last night, and I love dream work and love working with my clients with dream work, but mostly that is one of my most beloved spiritual practices, my dream work. Oh, wow. So in a nutshell, this dream was, I was in a play in the dream, and I was being reviewed for my performance. And it was a beautiful, wise woman, an indigenous woman, and she was pissed at me in the dream. She was angry, and she was telling me, reviewing me. I'm not going to get into too many details because it was very personal, and it really, it connected deeply. I understood. But the most beautiful thing that happened in the dream is she is reviewing. And the good thing about in the dream, I stayed very calm. Although I felt shame and I felt sadness, I was very calm and receptive, Receptivity is important right now. Be receptive to see yourself in a new way, to connect to your essence, to see through the human experience, the mistakes, the regrets, the wounding, to look for the healing, right? So the very end of the dream, she's telling me, berating me, and then I say, okay, thank you, I hear you, I'm willing. Can you show me what it'll look like to do it better? I'm going to try to share this without crying. She had this like globe, there was a globe in between us, maybe like the world, you know how dreams kind of, images can morph into different things. But she did something with her hands and then she pushed the globe towards me. And maybe like a crystal ball, I don't know. And I'm looking into this globe and I see myself radiant. I see my essence. And she didn't even say anything. She just showed me my essence. My question, how can I do this better? For me, the interpretation of that dream, and there are many more interpretations to come, I'm sure, was remember your essence and live from there. Just do that. Don't be in the play trying to be someone else. Be your unique, authentic, beautiful essence, and honor that essence and take care of that essence and love that essence forward. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, on my heart to do so. I'm not sorry. Thank you for being patient with me as I allow the desire to create a video to come naturally instead of forced. I'll probably get back into a routine when summer's over, but right now they're just gonna be birthed through my heart when I'm ready to share something with you. I hope you found this message helpful, and I hope that it invited you to drop in deeper, to connect to your essence, to know that as you're connected to your essence, no matter what's going on in the external world, it is purposeful and supportive to you, an opportunity. And as the heat turns up and the intensity turns up, find ways for greater extreme self-care, to walk yourself forward, to love yourself forward to those new possibilities, new opportunities, and new ways of being, and nurture that beautiful soul of yours and all of its beautiful potential. I thank you for being with me today. Love to hear your comments. What are you taking away from this video? Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Share it with your friends if you feel called. And I'll be back. Take care of you and reach for support if needed. I'd be happy to walk alongside of you on your journey of unfolding and transformation. Peace be with you.